Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainpower. You are listening to episode 3, and this is your host, Bowen. If you are listening to this on the day that it was released, it is Thursday, January 23rd. And today, we are going to discuss brainpower, the idea of brainpower, where this came from, and I'm going to revisit another writing that David Johnston had published a few days ago titled, "In 2025, AI Brainpower Will Surpass Humanity's Brainpower." We're going to talk about what that means and how it was kind of one of the influences for the name of this podcast. Also, hopefully you notice that my audio quality has drastically improved. I am back in my studio. It feels fantastic. I will continue to record here so that we can have the best possible audio quality going forward, and I can hopefully deliver you with the best possible information on the Morpheus Network ecosystem and DAI in general. So let's dive into this article from David. In 2025, AI brainpower will surpass humanity's brainpower. Brainpower, a new unit of measure for computational intelligence. TLDR, defining brainpower as a specific number of language tokens per second, 3.333, provides a useful unit of measure when talking about the resources needed to complete human-level tasks. During 2025, AI's computational capacity for language processing will surpass that of human beings globally. Personal smart agents will be key in utilizing this enhanced computational power effectively for the benefit of the individual. Calculating the brainpower available and pre-funded across DAI accessible via Morpheus Compute Router is currently 5 billion brainpower or 0.5 brainpower per hour for anyone holding one more token. Introduction. As we enter the era of artificial intelligence, it's becoming increasingly important to quantify the computational capabilities of these systems. Just as horsepower, or HP, measures the mechanical power output of engines, we need a term to measure digital machine intelligence, particularly in AI's ability to process and generate language. In this article, we propose the new term brainpower, or BP for short, as a rough unit of measure for cognitive output of humans that can be mapped to AI in terms of generative tasks. Defining brainpower and brainpower hours. Given there are many ways to quantify, quote, brainpower, we searched for the metric that would be most generalizable across the largest set of tasks people apply intelligence to. Language output, defined by a number of words for humans and mapping that to the number of language tokens for AI, has the strongest ability to address a vast number of intelligence-related tasks. Most humans speak at about 2.5 words per second. In AI terms, this translates to roughly 3.33 tokens per second, considering there are on average 1.33 tokens per word in large language models. An H100 GPU running a model like Llama 3.1405B can generate about 1,000 tokens per second, equating to approximately 300 brainpower rating for that hardware. The relationship between computational resources and artificial intelligence capability reveals fascinating parallels with human cognition, particularly in the context of token generation. When examining how models scale test time compute, we observe that increased computational allocation leads to enhanced performance, mirroring how humans dictate additional cognitive resources to complex problem-solving tasks. Just as a person might pause to carefully consider multiple angles of a challenging situation, language models demonstrate markedly improved reasoning capabilities when given the latitude to generate extended responses and explore various potential solutions. The scaling of intelligence through increased token generation represents a significant breakthrough in artificial intelligence development, especially when integrated with sophisticated prompting methodologies. This approach has proven particularly effective when combined with chain-of-thought reasoning, allowing models to break down complex problems into smaller, more manageable components similar to human step-by-step problem-solving processes. The evidence suggests that by allowing models to generate more tokens via longer, more detailed responses and explore multiple solution paths, we can achieve more sophisticated reasoning capabilities that more closely approximate human-like intelligence. It's worth noting, this definition also takes for granted that tokens and words produced by Llama 3.1405B are at the same quality level as the human average. While there is certainly debate on this topic, every new generation of LLMs has been benchmarking even higher across a wide set of tasks. A year ago, these models surpassed the proficiency of high school students, then university graduates, and now PhDs. So regardless of if it's true today or becomes true in a few months with the release of Llama 4 or Grok 3, it's clear that artificial general intelligence level models are going to be widely available as an open source resource to everyone in 2025. The role of smart agents. The surge in computational capacity will necessitate new ways to manage and direct this power. Here's where smart agents come into play. These agents will act as intermediaries, translating human intent into actionable tasks for AI systems, namely other third-party agents. Humans will interact with their personal smart agent by setting goals, objectives, and preferences, effectively steering the vast AI computational resources available to them towards meaningful work, which makes the case for why having a personal smart agent is as important as having a smartphone. Morpheus Brainpower Math. Now that we have an established term and method to quantify brainpower, next let's map it into the world of decentralized AI. The Morpheus compute router includes many of the largest distributed GPU networks. Though all GPUs across the system are too broad to credit towards Morpheus's brainpower, let's focus on the value of the Moore tokens and how much compensation is available from the Moore emissions to pay for brainpower. The Morpheus protocol allocates 24% of all Moore emissions towards this purpose, and thus, these resources are available for use by Moore stakers to pay compute subnets and access brainpower. Think of these Moore tokens as the gas available to fuel brainpower. Moore tokens are the gas to fuel agents with brainpower. As of January 4th, 2025, there are 1,113,203 Moore in the compute reserve. Let's presume a price of $1 per hour for an H100 with 300 brainpower. That is approximately 33/10 of a penny per brainpower hour, or BPH. As of January 4th, 2025, the price of one Moore token is $16.50 USD. 1,113,203 Moore times $16.50 USD each times 300 brainpower equates to 5.5 billion brainpower currently available via Morpheus. Brainpower per Moore token spent versus staked. There are two ways the Moore token can be used for compute. It can be sent directly as payment to a compute provider, or it can be staked towards a compute subnet. Moore directly spent. Let's look at this using the same figures above for the price of Moore and the price to access in H100's 300 brainpower. By doing so, we see that one Moore token can currently serve as gas to fuel 5,000 brainpower hours. Moore staked. Staking your Moore in a session with a compute subnet shifts the payment to coming from the protocol's compute emissions. The emissions are nearly equal each year to the amount of Moore staked during the second year of emissions, so let's simplify this and say that 1 year of staking equals 5,000 brainpower divided by 365 days divided by 24 hours per day. So with one Moore today at $16.50 USD, each of you can pay for 5,000 brainpower over the period of 1 year. Or on a per hour basis, that works out to 0.57 brainpower hour per one Moore token. In other words, owning 2 Moore is currently equal to adding 1 brainpower. Owning Moore tokens offers access to perpetual future brainpower, thus fulfilling Ray Kurzweil's prediction in his 2005 book, The Singularity is Near. I've added an arrow to his famous chart to show 2025 as the current year. We are slightly ahead of Kurzweil's projection, as 1 brainpower will be available for $30 USD of Moore, instead of $1,000 worth of USD as he had predicted. Humanity versus total AI brainpower. The next generation of GPU chips, the Blackwell series, are expected to quadruple this capacity, offering 1,200 brainpower each. By the end of 2025, NVIDIA anticipates producing around 6 million of these GPUs, potentially offering a combined 7.2 billion brainpower if all were operational at 100% efficiency. However, assuming only 70% efficiency, this would still yield around 5 billion brainpower from new hardware alone. Adding in the existing 3.5 million H100 GPUs from the previous years, we estimate an additional 1 billion brainpower, leading to a total of about 6 billion brainpower from NVIDIA's hardware alone by the end of 2025. Globally, there are approximately 8 billion people, with 3.5 billion in the labor force. Humans typically provide cognitive labor for about 2,000 hours per year. That is 8 hours per day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks per year, leading to a total around 7 trillion hours of human cognitive labor annually. In contrast, if we consider AI's brainpower at 6 billion brainpower operating continuously, this would translate to around 52 trillion hours of computational work annually. This comparison highlights a vast disparity in available computation versus human cognitive hours starting in 2025. Looking beyond 2025. By the end of 2025, AI will likely provide 7 times more computational hours for language tasks than human labor will. This isn't just about quantity, it's about the potential to augment human efforts rather than replace them. If technological advancements continue at this current pace, by 2026, we might see another quadrupling of brainpower per chip, leading to even more dramatic figures, and 1,000 times more AI brainpower than humans by 2029. Of course, we don't have to wait until then. For $30 per brainpower times 3.5 billion, we can have the whole of humanity's intellectual output for $105 billion USD, which just happens to be about NVIDIA's revenue projection for 2025 for their sold-out new GPU series. In this case, the singularity is very near indeed. Conclusion. The term brainpower helps us conceptualize the computational capabilities of AI, particularly in language processing, and as LLMs generalize to even more tasks, this becomes a broader measure of intelligence. The real challenge and opportunity lie in how we harness this power through smart agents to enhance human productivity, creativity, and well-being. In the 20th century, we replaced physical labor with machine-generated horsepower. This is perhaps best exemplified by the freedom provided by owning an automobile, a rite of passage most teenagers now associate with independence and becoming an adult. With 1.5 billion cars produced and an average of 5 seats per car, there is basically now a seat in a car available for every human on Earth. A car that can carry them 100 to 1,000 times further than they could walk with their own 2 feet. The 21st century equivalent is going to be having access to a personal smart agent with 1,000 brainpower available to fuel agents to complete nearly any task that can be imagined. So our brains will benefit from a digital car ready to carry us far further than our organic brain could unassisted. The same way physical transportation gives us the ability to cross the physical world with ease. How we use these new super agents is up to us. The path towards the best outcome is surely to decentralize this awesome power to as many people as possible as quickly as possible. Those involved in Morpheus are taking on this task and are on a mission to spread freedom and prosperity in the process. For more information on our mission, visit more.org, MOR.org. Authors David A. Johnston, Ryan Condren, Anon69, Rakshak Talwar, Kevin Denman, Anon420, Scott Berenswig, Anton B., Kyle Cohen, and Anon99. Thank you for listening to this episode of Brainpower. It was another episode where I covered an article written by David Johnston. I'm covering these articles because I really think that they're important pieces. I think they're really well done pieces for people to understand what is being built within the Morpheus ecosystem and really kind of what it's all about. Moving forward, I will get back to more of dialogue episodes again and also be having some interviews coming up that are very exciting. I've been speaking to some future guests already. They are awesome. They are part of some of them directly Morpheus, some of them indirectly Morpheus through other projects that I'm sure you've heard of. And if you haven't, you definitely should check out because they are also building in the decentralized AI space. With that said, thank you again for listening to Brainpower Episode 3. I will see you next week.